Hello, welcome to Somerset News Network. I've been trying to find out when we banned slavery. There was a slavery law of banning slavery in 1807, and then we abolished slavery, or the slave trade, in 1833. And the Navy was used to help stop slavery. Okay, let's go back in time. I've been trying to find out somewhere, either on the internet or on a YouTube video, somebody said that England had already banned slavery in England around about the end of the 1200s. So that would have been Edward I. Now, I'd been trying to find it. There was a court case, James Somerset, spelt with 2 T's at the end. Now, James Somerset was a slave. He came to England and he was free. He was captured, he was put in chains, put on a boat, and was going back to Jamaica. Now, or Virginia maybe, it doesn't matter, but he was going back to the States. There was a court case, and the anti-slavery people took it up and helped him fight it. Now, I was told that he used an old Act of Parliament of, I think it was Edward I, that said that the law banned slavery in England, therefore he was free and couldn't be sent back as a slave. But slavery was legal in America. The lawyers argued it, and there was 2 points of view. They said because there was nothing written, it was allowed. And he said, no, it's not. Common law bans slavery. Well, I've been trying to find it for a week now, and I cannot find it for love nor money. Now, if any of you know if King Edward, in around 1297, when he reaffirmed the Magna Carta, because he brought reforms in. Now, has anybody got any knowledge of that? And can they send it, put it on my Facebook page? Somerset News Network on Facebook. Put it on there, and then we can all see it. But another thing I found is that some of the commentators were saying that the common law banned slavery, and it started in 1066 when that's William the Conqueror. So I tried to find out the laws of William the Conqueror from 1066 when he took over England. I went on the Avalon Project, which is the Yale website. Absolutely brilliant for old laws. And they got them all listed there. Mostly I go in there for Blackstone's to see how Blackstone explains things. And we found out, sorry about going off on a tangent, but when we were looking at Blackstone's, I went into the law library in Bristol University, and they gave me 2 volumes of Blackstone's, a first volume and a third volume, third edition I should say, not volume, third edition. I found what I needed in there, and there was 2 separate accounts. So the third edition had been edited. So I told my friend who's looking into this stuff as well, he's a lawyer, and I said, it's been edited. They've changed it. Anyway, he started looking at both sides. And what we think happened, very slightly twisted what Blackstone had written. And we think it was the Jacobites around to the end of the 1700s, maybe 1790, 1800, changed the wording, which then changed the common law, because Blackstone's wrote out what was the common law and explained it. I'm not going to say I understand it all. A lot of it is using Latin expressions, which I had to. Now I can just type it in and look it up. But back then I was lost when it went on to Latin. And he would use lots of Latin phrases through the book. But it's worth trying to get your head round it. Anyway, we found that it had been edited. Anyway, that's what I was going to say about Blackstone's. Now, back to on the website, they got all the acts, Old English acts listed. And at the bottom, I found one called the Lords of King William. Now, William would have been William I, and it was 1066. So I went in there. Now, this is what it said. 1066. William the Conqueror. I forbid anyone to sell a man beyond the limits of this country, under penalty of fine, in full to me. So that allowed slavery. Now, I also found out that in this document of William's laws, that a Frenchman had more rights than an Englishman. And it said that any man that comes into the country was a free man, but they would have been French. So the French that were here, that conquered us, had more freedoms than a native Englishman. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting, that under William the Conqueror of 1066, it allowed slavery. And I think that it was removed by Edward in around about 1297. But if anybody knows, please let me know. I heard it or read it somewhere, and I've always remembered it. But I'm trying to find it again. So if you can help, be brilliant. Thank you, Ian, signing off.